Yes, indeed. Let's come to you now, Ben. And of course, in the meantime, we've got other policy agendas working hard in the background. B Corps, because net zero is on its way.
Absolutely, yes. There are many agendas afloat in society at the moment. And in March, we saw a big noise about B Corp, the industry body focused on the certification of small businesses to show that they adhere to a very specific set of operational and ideological principles. There was a big noise about it, and we've got a short film here to introduce the section.
Was that a common purpose they want to see fueled, Ben?
I think it might be, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, how funky, how cool, how exciting. Like, everyone can get on board with it. No more business as usual. Companies are for the people and the planet, not just for profit. Brighter, bolder, better. It's a bit like Build Back Better, isn't it? And actually, this stuff comes from the same place. It's basically a way of disseminating ESG, SDG, all that kind of stuff out into the economic system. They're pretty well established now. It's been going for around 15 years, and they are well established in the UK. It's one of the most developed markets for them, actually. They've got this handy little map that they put together, which lists 1,865 companies all around the country, full national spread. And they're aggressively expanding their membership. It's what B Corp Month was all about this March. So they've been up in Manchester. They created a mural with the names of lots of different B Corps. People very excited about that. They've also been in Liverpool and also all across the north of England, actually. Big focus on the north this year for B Corp Month. So you can see this outdoor ad on the side of an HSBC in Liverpool. It's all about forward, it's progress, right? This is the progressive mantra. We've got to move forward. We've got to get away from what we've had before. That's all terrible. We've got to go to this brave new world that we're going to create. They got glowing coverage all over the progressive press, as you can imagine. The Guardian have been talking about it. Also, the big issue here gave them a really good write-up. Unsurprisingly, given that this was actually written by the guy that runs B Corp in the UK. It's what they call native advertising, by the way, and that was paid for by giffgaff, who is a B Corp. giffgaff, the mobile phone network operator. They produced this funky little B to Z of B Corps. You get it? Quite cool, yeah. A little creative idea there. Build the story. Waitrose got in on the act, right? I mean, this is absolutely everywhere. It's inescapable. Yeah, outdoor, in the press, in stores. So Waitrose have put over prime promotional space to push B Corps in their stores, really ramming the message home for Middle England. They also did this big national survey to explore awareness of B Corp certification across the country. Apparently, it's all great news because 58% of people said that business certification helps them make decisions about where to spend their money. So that's a good statistic. For B Corp, people value this kind of thing, but there's still some work to do. Only 38% of UK consumers know what an actual B Corp is, as opposed to just more broadly understanding business certification. So it's not quite a household name yet, but they're getting pretty close, to be honest with you. There's a lot of energy going into this. And there's a lot of companies out there who are very, very proud to stand up and talk about being part of the movement, right? It's a real badge of honor for the people that are involved in it. So they put it all over their brand, all over their product, all over their websites. And that's actually a lot of how the route to finding out about this stuff for people. People are genuinely view them quite favorably. So over the last 6 months, 71 respondents agreed that the B Corp certification is having a positive impact.
Sorry, Ben. Sorry to interrupt. Just to say that 71% of respondents.
Yes, so 71% of the people involved in the survey said that they thought the B Corp that knew about what B Corp was said that they thought B Corp was having a positive impact. So broadly speaking, people think that it's a positive thing. Like, they've done a very good job of PRing themselves and building awareness and consensus around this. And actually, it goes beyond just this as being a kind of social movement, which is how it's positioned. And there's actually some quite significant statistics coming out of their survey saying that people would like the government to introduce new measures to encourage all businesses to behave like B Corps. They want to regulate for this. They're actually actively promoting that. So there's this thing called the Better Business Act that they've introduced, and the B Corp is basically standing directly behind. They don't call it B Corp, but they're actively involved in this. They want to change UK legislation to ensure every company in the UK aligns the interests of shareholders with those of wider society and the environment. But Debbie, you'll recognise a lot of this language. It's all very much linked into what's happening with Terra Carta and that whole agenda. They've actually been updating, they've been really busy, right? Like, all this promotional stuff. They've also been looking at their core certification as well, which they've updated over the past 18 months. They've introduced a whole bunch of additional requirements. They've made it even more rigorous and even more difficult to achieve certification. And I actually sat on a call about 10 days ago now with between B Corp and an organisation called Futureheads. And what they've been doing, as well as adapting and extending the certification, they've been building a digital platform that will contain this. And they've taken the 600 pages of documentation, right? It's a 600-page application that you have to go through. So there's a really serious amount of work and a serious number of things that have to be complied with in order to become a B Corp. And they've turned this into a digital platform, and they're using artificial intelligence to translate it into all of the different languages that would be required to disseminate this stuff globally. There's a really interesting use case, an example of AI being used to disseminate and coordinate global policy from Western nations. B Corp started in the US, it's heavily present in the UK, out to an international audience in all those different countries and markets around the world. Right? This is a really significant thing. They've also updated, again, as I said, really busy, updated their global leadership team. They've introduced new board roles for a gentleman called Andrew Kassoy, a lady called Katie Hill, another lady called Janine Guillot. I'm going to focus just on Andrew Kassoy, actually. He's a really interesting fella. He was one of the original founders of the B Corp movement. He was also very excited to be invited to become a participant in a Rockefeller Foundation Bellagio Center of Residence that he is going to be participating in this year. So this is obviously all linked into Rockefeller. And we can get a bit more insight into Mr. Kassoy's views on things from this short clip from a recent event that he spoke at in Paris.
The objective was never to build an empire of certified B corporations. The objective was to build a community of leaders. And in building a community of leaders, that they could work together collectively as part of a larger stakeholder capitalism movement to change the narrative about the purpose of business, and then to exercise their collective power. And I know in our community, sometimes the word power is kind of a bad word, but I think it's critical that these businesses come together to exercise their collective power to demand change to the rules of the game, to demand that someday all businesses behave like B Corps.
That's quite a profound set of things that he said there, right? This is the guy that helped to found the movement. It's just been put into a global position on the global board. He used the phrase stakeholder capitalism, straight out of the Klaus Schwab playbook. He talked about power, collective power, organizing in order to transform the system, to make it more amenable to their agenda, and pushing towards a day where all businesses behave like B Corps. Yeah? And the platforms they're building, the technology they're building would help facilitate this. Just to land on one specific example, I think it's a nice way to tie it up at the end here. Let's have a little look at Arlo Brady, who is the chief executive of Freud Communications, talking about his thoughts on the B Corp movement as a B Corp certified organization.
Hi, my name's Arlo Brady and I'm the CEO of Freud Communications. Becoming a B Corp was a really easy decision for us to make as a company. At Freud's, we put purpose and impact at the heart of all of our work. And in 2023 alone, we donated more than £2 million worth of pro bono support to causes globally that are aligned with the global goals. We were one of the first at-scale PR agencies to achieve this accolade, and I'm immensely proud of our achievement and the continuing improvement that we're demonstrating as we recertify with an improved score of 90.6. Our B Corp report is launching today, and hopefully this will give you an insight into what life at Freud's as a proud B Corp is all about. For us at Freud's, it's about love and work, and if you like what you read, please do come and join us.
So Freud's part of the movement, very excited about it. Did you notice? Regular viewers will remember the tapestry from Gold's house in Davos. That sits on the walls of the Freud's office in London, apparently, according to that video. Isn't that interesting? They seem to be right at the heart of a whole lot of different stuff, Freud's Communications. And actually, if we couldn't make it any more clear where this B Corp movement is coming from and what it's directed towards, Gold's house have actually done it for us. They say here in this post from just a couple of days ago that B Corp standards and the global goals are intertwined and orientated towards the same vision. They are effectively doing the same thing.
Yes, okay. I think we're going to talk a little bit more about this in extra. I've got quite a few questions that have come out of that report, Ben, so thank you very much.